Hello everyone and welcome back to the Python Robotics Framework. Today we'll be discussing the general design document for the project. We already covered the goal and rationale of the project in last week's presentation. However, to recap, the overall goal of the project is to replace ROAB, which is Professor Spretzer's framework for autonomous robotics, with a Python equivalent. This change is necessary because ROAB is written in MATLAB, unlike previous control schemes, which were written in C++. ROAB is incredibly easy to read and understand. However, it is also incredibly expensive to maintain and run due to the high costs of MATLAB. As a result, we believe Python is a good replacement. Now, our project has 4 high-level design requirements. The first is that we use Python 2.7. This version, of course, is widely supported and compatible with almost everything. However, we must keep in mind that 2.7 is slowly getting old. Consequently, our code must be written with a port to a future version of Python in mind. Second, our framework must target Linux machines. We would also like to support Windows 64-bit machines. However, this is not a top priority. Third, we must use the publisher-subscriber paradigm for interprocess communication. As you may recall, ROAB is also a multiprocess framework, and it uses the publisher-subscriber method to handle its IPC. Fourth, finally, and most obviously, we must mimic ROAB and its abstractions as much as possible. Next, we have a few lower-level technical requirements. We must have an efficient method of asynchronous IPC. We have currently decided to use a system called 0MQ to handle it. We must also be transparent about whether processes are running on a single machine or over multiple machines. In other words, the code should be the same, but the debugging information should reflect which is occurring. Finally, on a related note, we must automatically handle data transfers between processes. That is, the end user should not have to worry about issues such as endianness. Lastly, we have a few benchmark requirements. First, we must have low message latency. On top of this, our program must be able to maintain a specified update rate, which is to say, we cannot have the message passing and general management take an incredibly long time. Finally, we must be able to demonstrate our framework on an actual autonomous robot. This last point requires some additional explanation. As I'm sure you recall, the goal of this project was to originally have a robot Pathfinder written in Python. We would like this to be our demonstration of the framework. Consequently, we have set up a number of incremental goals to add on to this requirement. For one, the robot will have to navigate a pre-mapped environment. On top of that, we would like it to be able to graphically represent its internal object. If we are able to accomplish that, we would also like the robot to be able to locate itself in a pre-mapped environment. That is, in the event that the robot is placed in a random location, it can identify its surroundings. Finally, we would like the robot to be able to account for unexpected and removing obstacles. This concludes our project design. Are there any questions?